Vinny, welcome back to the program here. 11 candidates running for Congress in Congressional District 26 in Northeast or North Texas here. Well, why so much interest in this race? It's the one that Burgess is leaving.
Yeah. Hey, look, open congressional seats don't come open, very often. So, this is a great opportunity. But yeah, 11 candidates, you need a program, and the money that has flown into this race, it's mind-boggling, really is. And more coming.
Put that in perspective for us. How big of a deal is this? Because we see in North Texas here a lot of ads already on TV, a lot of mailers and mailboxes.
Right. So you've got the 11 candidates, probably the top three who are on TV right now. I've got my cheat sheet here because there's so many candidates. I can't keep them, but we've got Brandon Gill, John Huffman, and then Doug Robinson is also on TV. But not only are they on TV, but third parties are pouring the money in. I mean, millions of dollars coming into this race. It's a really hot race, kind of a proxy war, I guess, between some of the MAGA type Republicans and maybe the somewhat less conservative Republicans.
Who wins out in the end?
Well, I think you all win out because the ad budgets are staggering in this campaign. So if a great time to own a TV station, this almost certainly goes to a runoff. Which I'm a little surprised at the money coming in right now. So everybody wants to get one of those top two slots to transfer to the runoff. I think it's Brandon Gill and John Huffman, but we still got a ways to go.
Governor Abbott is running against Republicans who refuse to endorse school vouchers, which he's been trying to get passed for a couple of cycles here. We've seen the governor have mixed success with this in years past. Do you think that's going to be any different this cycle?
Well, I do. I think we've got a couple of things going for the governor. Not only is he endorsing challengers, he's endorsing a lot of incumbents who voted his way on the school voucher bill. The governor right now is not only the most powerful and popular politician in Texas, he's really popular on the national stage too. His popularity numbers are off the charts. But I think what's really happening is when the governor shows up to do an event for you, you're raising money, you're getting good crowds. Plus, the governor's campaign is putting in their own money, doing ads and videos for these candidates. He is working really hard, and he knows what to do.
Do you expect any incumbents right now are vulnerable?
I think I really think if you've got an endorsement from the governor right now, if you're an incumbent with an endorsement from the governor, that you're going to do okay. I think right now we're looking at certainly here in North Texas, a collection of incumbents with endorsements from the governor and challengers with endorsements from Attorney General Ken Paxton. And there's clear value difference between those two endorsements. The folks being endorsed by the governor are raising a lot more money by and large than those that are endorsed by Paxton.
Ken Paxton's out for revenge this cycle. He doesn't bring the money to the table like an Abbott would, but do you think he's going to get revenge from any conservatives?
It's really hard to say because he's picked, when you're trying to recruit so many candidates for so many races, the quality is going to, ebb and flow. So he's got a couple of good candidates in there, but a few clinkers. So some of them have managed to raise money, which can make you competitive, but some of them haven't. So there's been, and the opponents that they're running against, those people are ready. They've raised money. They've put together campaign operations. They were ready for battle. But I think the Attorney General is going to come up short.
The other big race we're all watching across the states, the Democratic race for U.S. Senate. Colin Allred clearly has way more money than all the other Democrats who are running against him. Right. Does that mean he can avoid a runoff, though, Vinny?
Well, I think he's got to, and he is spending a lot of money. He is spending millions and millions of dollars against, no disrespect to Roland Gutierrez from downstate, but he's kind of a backbencher. Allred should really be cruising to victory here. So the question is Allred spending all this money just to pump up his name ID because we're all thinking about politics right now, or is he really in trouble? Nobody's issued any polls. So, you have to wonder what's really going on in the Allred campaign.
What do you think's going on?
You know what? I feel like he's spending money to be opportunistic. I mean, his brand is sort of blah. People know him in Dallas, but outside of Dallas, people really don't know him. So I think he's being opportunistic trying to raise his name ID. I don't really think Gutierrez is going to get within double digits of him, to be honest.
In 2018, when Ted Cruz last ran for re-election, that race set records between Cruz and Beto O'Rourke, set financial records with most money raised. What do you expect we're going to see later this year? Because Allred has already proven that he can bring in some money.
There's going to be plenty of money. I think Allred will be able to have enough funding either from his own campaign or from third parties coming in to do whatever they need to do. So I think on the Democrat side, they feel like Cruz is vulnerable based on the Beto campaign. That being said, it's a presidential year, and you'd have to count on Cruz really underperforming the Trump vote. And I just don't see it. I really don't think Allred's going to be able to get close. But money-wise, he'll have enough money to do whatever he needs.
When it comes to TV ads, to mailers, to texts we get on our phones, it seems like we're being bombarded everywhere we look from candidates. But is this cycle any different from years past?
This primary cycle certainly is here. I mean, we've just never had this many competitive state rep primaries that I can remember, plus 2 open congressional seats. In addition to all the other stuff that's on the ballot. So I mean, it's mind-boggling, and it's kind of, I don't know if I like being in the middle of the storm of all the ads and mailers that we're all getting. And to be honest, it could have been even more. Some of these candidates who are challengers kind of failed to launch on the fundraising. So this could be even worse.
We're obviously going to get a break this spring and this summer after the March 5th primary and after any runoffs here. But do you expect we're going to see as much activity in November?
Certainly not. There's really only one big race we're only going to be watching in Texas when we get to the general, and that's going to be the Allred. We assume he's going to win the primary, Allred versus Cruz, and we'll see plenty of that. But that's really just about the only thing that's on the menu for us. And the challenge for that campaign is, will we assume it'll be Trump versus Biden in the presidential election. Will they suck all the oxygen out of the room? Will Cruz and Allred actually have to fight for attention? So it should be interesting to watch that.
Republican donors are still giving Nikki Haley money. She's still a thorn in the side of the Trump campaign here.
Yeah.
Where does this go? How far does this play out? Because 4 years ago, Biden was he was still thought to be a loser at this point after finishing 5th in Iowa. He didn't get turned around until South Carolina and Super Tuesday.
Right. Well, look, let's, from a practical matter, Nikki Haley can stay in as long as she wants to because she does have some money. The old saying goes, presidential campaigns don't run out of time, they run out of money. So she's got the money. But from a voting point of view, it's over. I mean, she's going to lose. She's lost the primaries to this point. She's going to lose South Carolina by double digits. She can go on, but it's really kind of a fool's errand at this point.
Vinny, always good to see you, man.
Great. Hey, thanks for having me. Always fun.